So, living with a dog here in Oxford is pretty special. But when it comes to finding a trainer, it can feel like a huge job. Well, don't you worry, we're going to walk you through it. Think of this as your practical guide for finding the right training partner for you and your best friend, right here in our community.
But before we even start looking at trainers, let's stop and ask a really basic question. What does a well-behaved dog in Oxford actually need? I mean, it's about more than just knowing a few commands, right? It's about being comfortable on those quiet neighborhood walks and just being a polite, happy member of the community in our parks and other shared spaces.
So, to get you there, we're going to look at 5 key things. First, we'll talk about what training for Oxford life really means. Then, we'll get into your dog's specific needs. After that, we'll look at how to pick a quality trainer and exactly what to ask them. And we'll finish up with the real-world stuff, how much it costs and where you can go to practice.
Okay, first section. Let's talk about what makes having a dog right here in our part of New Haven County a little different. We're really looking past a simple sit and stay. A good training plan gets your dog ready for these everyday situations. It gives them the tools to handle things calmly and with confidence. And honestly, that's the real goal, isn't it?
Right. Every dog is an individual, and every owner is too. So this next part is all about figuring out what kind of training is going to be the absolute best fit for your dog and your family. You're going to hear the term positive reinforcement a lot, and for a very good reason. This method isn't about forcing your dog to do something. It's about teaching them what you do want and making it fun and rewarding for them. You end up building this incredible relationship that's all based on trust, not on fear. Now, basic obedience, you can think of that as the building blocks for good manners. These are those must-have skills, like a solid come when called or walking on a leash without yanking your arm off, that just make everyday life so much easier and safer for everyone. But maybe you're dealing with something a little more serious, like your dog gets really anxious when you leave or barks and lunges at other dogs on walks. That's where behavior modification comes in. It's a much more specialized field that helps change a dog's underlying feelings about something using a really careful, structured plan. So, where should all this training happen? Well, you've got a couple of great options here. In-home training is fantastic for tackling problems that happen, in your home, like jumping on guests. But on the other hand, group classes are just priceless for teaching your dog how to stay focused and be polite even when there are other dogs and people around. Okay, you have an idea of what you need. The next big question is, how do you find the right person to actually help you? This is probably the most important thing to remember. A trainer's methods should never, ever involve making a dog scared or using pain. The bottom line is that humane, reward-based training isn't just nicer, it's safer. Safer for your dog, safer for you, and honestly, safer for the whole neighborhood. I know this looks like a bowl of alphabet soup, but these letters really do mean something. They're a sign that a trainer is serious about their profession. A certification like CPDTKA means they've passed a big test on training knowledge. Something like a CBCCKA means they have specialized expertise in tougher behavior cases. It just shows they're committed to using modern professional methods. All right, let's say you've found a few trainers that look promising. Here's a little checklist of questions to ask that will help you make that final choice. Think of this as your interview guide. First, just confirm their methods and credentials. A good trainer will be happy to talk about it. Then, ask how they'll make the plan specific to your dog and your life here in town. That shows they're really listening. And finally, get clear on how you'll know it's working and what you need to do between lessons. And make sure you're working as a team from the get-go. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about the money side of things, and then where you can actually take all these new skills out for a spin. So here's a look at the numbers. This chart should give you a pretty good ballpark for what things cost around here. As you can see, a group puppy class is a very different investment from an intensive board and train program. Just remember, these are averages. A trainer's experience and the exact services they offer will definitely play a role in the price. The trainer leaving doesn't mean the training is over. Practice is everything, and luckily we've got some great spots for it. The big open space around the town hall green, perfect for working on polite leash walking. If you need a safe, fenced area to practice recall, the Southbury Dog Park is a fantastic resource. And when you're ready to work on focus with all the distractions of the real world, the trails at Naugatuck State Forest are a great challenge. Because when you get right down to it, all this effort comes back to you tenfold. It makes your home calmer and happier. It gives you a companion you can confidently share your life with, whether you're having friends over or just enjoying a quiet walk. A well-trained dog really is a joy and a welcome part of our community here in Oxford. I wish you the very best of luck.